Welcome to the Mouse podcast, a Disney planning podcast where we enjoy quick conversations and cocktails with a Disney twist. We're your host, Jennifer.
Hello.
Lori.
Hi.
And Juliana, that's me. So here we are, May. What a crazy month May has turned out to be. Like it always is crazy for me. What about you guys? It's crazy for moms, right? May's a crazy time for moms.
It's a crazy time.
They're nodding. Sure. So we couldn't start the month of May off without talking about moms and how to celebrate us moms. Because gosh darn it, we deserve it. Mother's Day is quickly approaching. So we thought we'd all give you some hints on in this episode on the perfect day at Walt Disney World for mothers. So here's how you want to celebrate mom at Walt Disney World. But first, of course, for the moms who partake, a Mouska cocktail for a mom.
And we are the moms who partake. So, so for our perfect day at Walt Disney World, we thought we'd head over to one of our favorite lounges. Once again, I need to say we need to do a lounge episode, but
yeah.
This time we are talking, of course, about the Enchanted Rose Lounge that's located in Disney's Grand Floridian Resort. And let's try this yummy martini. It's called Aura in Me. It has gin, Saint Germain, elderflower liqueur, honey, pink peppercorn, cardamom, and lemon. It also contains a pasteurized egg white, which Juliana was reminding me was in a typical gin fizz.
I think.
So this sounds...
or she just made it up.
I don't know.
Very good.
It's like that whipped egg white they put on top of some drinks.
I think you're right, because the pictures that I Googled of this, it looks like that. It looks like it's like a little meringue thing on top of it. So it looks really good. But this one looks amazing. Luckily, we are all headed over to the Enchanted Rose this week. So hopefully, I'm sure one of us is going to try it and report back. But this sounds like a great way to get this podcast started with something that would appeal to all of us moms who like to partake of a Mouska cocktail on occasion. So.
All righty. So before we get into our perfect Mother's Day, we have to start by doing maybe a pre-gift for the mom in your life, or actually at this point, a lady or whoever. Morganfly is a family-owned business supplying quality custom branded merchandise throughout the country. They were born out of the pandemic. Morganfly was created to provide engravings, embroidery, and screen printing for some outstanding quality products that they have. It can be anything from businesses to a bachelorette party, whatever it may be.
Yeah, whether you're looking for like a tumbler with a monogram, a logo, a personal message, you can get wedding gifts, corporate gifts, awards, trophies. Morganfly has thousands of options available to support all of your engraving needs. They can also provide direct embroidery on shirts, jackets, bags, and hats. They make patches for items that can't be embroidered. So those can either be sewn on or they can come with an iron-on backing. They can do screen printing if you're planning a trip and need those matching t-shirts, which I know a lot of clients love to do. Morganfly will accommodate smaller orders without an exorbitant setup fee. And here, take a look.
I was going to say, you have an example.
I do have an example. So we picked up from Morganfly these awesome mugs. They're like insulated tumblers for coffee. or vino wine. And we got the our travel agency logo put on them, Kingdom and Cruise. So for those of you who can see on our video, they're really beautiful. If you're listening and not watching, they really are a high quality product. I worry a lot when I order stuff online about whether or not the tumbler is going to be a really good one, and I love it. They've been great to work with.
So you too can visit them at www.morganfly.com. You can drop a question on their contact page. They'll get back to you with all of your different options and pricing so that you can get the perfect gift with the quality you'd expect, but at a price that you won't.
All right. So now that we got the gifts organized for the moms, let's talk about what a perfect day would be for mom, whether you're there for Mother's Day, her birthday, if you're there for a girls trip, or if you're just there for a family trip and want to treat that special mom in your life to a day that is perfect for her. We've come up with top 5 things to do for mom's perfect day. And since we are the experts, it is the perfect list to go off of. So
Of course.
it is. We are
Is
Oprah.
there any need for any other list ever?
No.
Yes, we are Oprah. We are all of them.
Better
Reese
than me.
Witherspoon has like a book one now. All right. So let's start with number 5. We have to start off with kind of the bigger points to a Disney trip and planning purposes, which is to book at a deluxe resort. This one, so she can have a little bit of a sleep in, enjoy favorite resort. Some of our favorites are the Beach Club, the Grand Floridian, the Polynesian. One of my new favorites is now the Riviera. Juliana, you're still loving Wilderness Resort. One day you'll get there.
Me? I've stayed at Wilderness.
Oh, it was Animal Kingdom. I was thinking.
Yeah, Animal Kingdom
There,
Lodge I haven't done yet.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's the one. Also another awesome one, but less of a Mother's Day option when we're talking about getting a sleep in, right? Because that
Yeah.
one's kind of far from the parks. But most of the deluxe resorts are in part deluxe because they're so convenient to one or more of the parks. And that's why I think some of the ones on our list here are especially great for a mother's trip. So mom can just relax and be pampered and not feel rushed in the morning quite so much. Maybe.
I was say, how nice would it be if you were to just sleep in and have somebody else take your kids and go to the parks,
Right.
and you're
That's
like,
a
I'll
great
join you.
idea for a service that
Right,
somebody
so-
could start.
Right. So like, well, or a husband. I mean, like, or a significant other or another partner. Certainly a service for those of us who are going it alone with our kids at Disney. But like, stay at the Riviera. It's fancy. You feel special. You feel pampered. Send them off on the Skyliner to either Hollywood Studios or Epcot. And like Lori said, you're just like, I'll meet you there at say. I mean, gosh, we're moms. 10 is sleeping in.
Right.
If we sleep until 8:30, it's a long time. And then
I
I
was
can
gonna
get up
say,
at
I'll take 9, especially with
Yeah.
how early the parks are opening at this point.
yeah. And then
Give
I
me
can
9.
I'll be up when you're up. Let's face it. But if I can just not have to focus on anyone else and take an hour and a half to have coffee and slowly get
And to-
myself ready for the day.
Just get me ready and not have to worry about anybody
Yeah.
else.
Oh my.
And let's face it, when we're talking about planning something special for mom or the girls in your life, they're not wanting to stay at a motel. They're wanting to stay at one of these
Right.
deluxe resorts with
Right.
these amenities and these beautiful locations.
And
So,
every room has a balcony at a deluxe resort, right? So you can sit out there and have your morning coffee while after your family goes off to the parks. I'm liking how this sounds. It's starting off very well.
I
Right?
think I don't even need to leave. Like,
So
send me
which
the list. We're done.
So I know we all have our favorite deluxes, but which, for this particular purpose, if this were the scenario, you're there with your family, you're having a Mother's Day, which one would you choose?
I do Riviera right now solely because their coffee is amazing. Their coffee shop pastry place is my favorite, and I can get a coffee right there and a pastry right that just, yeah, it would be perfect. And I'm not even, I mean, Joffrey's inside because then the deluxes, they all give you the Joffrey's coffee inside the room, which is great. But Riviera has fantastic coffee.
I just came back from Beach Club, and there's nothing better. There's nothing better than rolling out of bed and walking over to Epcot. Epcot's my favorite park, and being able to be that close and to be able to have a built-in excuse to go there every single day. I love it. And that pool is
Yes.
fantastic. So that's where I am.
So today I'm going to answer, just for this particular purpose, I'm going to say boardwalk, but it has to be a water view room. I want to be able to roll out of my room and watch
No.
the activity on the boardwalk while I'm sipping my coffee. I can literally watch my family go on their little walk tours, either Hollywood Studios or Epcot, wave from my balcony in my bathrobe while I sip my coffee. Maybe not my bathrobe because they literally look right out onto the boardwalk. But I just think that's a really cool place to stay. And I've stayed at the boardwalk, but I really want to stay specifically. Like the Savannah view rooms are important.
Yeah.
I think the boardwalk water view rooms are really, really cool. And I think for that morning, that would be a really cool place to sit and have a cup of coffee.
Agreed.
Oh.
I was going to say, I was Riviera, Polynesian, Tonga toast. That would make me happy. And
you can't go wrong.
They have a pretty good coffee shop up there. You get the Hawaiian coffee, but yeah, Riviera was Beach Club's fantastic. They're all fantastic. Really, just put me in a deluxe and take my children away.
Amen.
That's all.
Yeah.
All right.
For more parenting advice.
And that's it. All right. So the next one on our list is actually, I think this is a really, really cool idea. It's a little bit outside the box too. If you are a husband or significant other and you're going down, this is something that one, you could surprise them with, a mom with ahead of time. You could do it during, you could do it whatever. But it is book Capture the Moment. So Capture the Moment is a personalized 20-minute session with a Disney photographer. And you can pick your favorite park to do it in. And so one of my favorites would definitely be Magic Kingdom, to go in front of the castle.
I think any of them would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. So correct me. Is it available in all 4 parks now?
Yes.
Yeah. So it started with just Magic Kingdom and then they added the rest of them.
Yes.
I think Magic Kingdom is certainly the most iconic. So like Lori said, what this is you get a PhotoFast photographer to yourself for 20 minutes and they will like move people out of the way and get people out of your picture. So unlike, those castle shots where there's always stuff going on, they work in pairs, right? When we were there were 2.
So you get your photographer and like
a handler. Yeah. So it's true. So it's really kind of cool. It's very cool. And the price is $79 now for this 20 minutes. So overall you're in for like 45 minutes if you count the 20 minutes ahead of time that you want to arrive and check in and all that stuff. But you get the photographer for 25 minutes. And then if you purchase Memory Maker, which of course our listeners know we highly recommend for your trip, then all those pictures are yours. And this is great for mom because mom is never in the pictures,
Correct.
folks. Mom needs to be in the pictures.
I would say not only is mom not in the picture, but they do multiple shots of each place that you're at too. So if you tell the photographer, I need that picture of the 5 of us looking at that camera with the castle in the background, then they will actually do multiple shots until you get that picture. And that's kind of the plus side to not just walking up to a regular photo pass where you feel rushed and you're like, all right, I took your picture, let's go. Right. And you never know what it looks like till afterwards. So I think this is just a really cool option. I think it's a cute, great gift if you have a trip planned this summer or this fall and you can I love tacking on experiences to trips as gifts. And I think this is a really, really cool option. And that way mom gets the picture of the family.
And they bring you to several locations. I think we did 3 different locations when we had our experience. And it was really nice because a couple of them were things that I just never would have thought of myself. And the pictures came out great. And it was nice to have a little bit of a variety too. So
yes,
definitely do it.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Mousecamoms are avid travel enthusiasts, and our podcast is sponsored by Kingdom and Cruise Travel. If you're interested in booking a vacation to Disney or any other worldwide destination, be sure to check out our website, kingdomandcruise.com, and our Facebook page at Kingdom and Cruise Travel.
All right, ladies. So after we do the capture the moment and we get our photos done, and we've had our coffee in the morning. So the next natural step, which would be our third one, is to go to the spa.
I mean, duh.
Right? I figure you walk around the park a little while, maybe have lunch with your kids, whatever, get all sweaty and gross, and then you can go leave them there and go to the spa.
Yes.
I mean, is it really even an episode for moms if we don't talk about the spa?
No.
So I've never been to a Disney spa. I know, true confession. And I'm one of those people who, like, if the resort has a spa when I'm on vacation, I'm using it for a massage. Because, that Disney Cruise Line massage was fabulous. I did it twice, but I've never done this because I've never thought to take the time away from my family at Disney. But
my lovely husband, one year, we were staying at the Animal Kingdom Lodge, and he surprised me on our rest day and said, "Nope, not you. You're not coming to the pool with us. Here, you have an appointment at 10 o'clock to get a massage."
We're gonna add this to my my ultimate Animal Kingdom Lodge trip. How was the spa there? Because I would imagine with
Great.
the Africa theming that it would just be really serene and cool.
It was great. It was great. And then you're finished, and then you leave the spa and you come outside and you look at the savannah. It
And
was
this,
fabulous.
right? Like, I can't imagine that there's a better spa on property. Now, Lori, you've done Grand Floridian?
I've done beach club. So the beach
Ah.
club one is tinier. It's kind of tucked behind the pool there. So I did it actually when I was pregnant, and they had by far the best prenatal massage that I've had because I had massive back issues with it.
That's a great idea.
It was awesome. We also paired with it at the time. They did a kids activity for a treasure hunt, and the kids were gone there for 2 hours. So I booked myself in for an hour and told the husband to go do whatever he wanted.
Fabulous.
So no, and Jen and I are going to go check out the Grand Floridian spa some point next week. So we will let you know about that one. From what I've heard, the Grand Floridian one is the biggest one.
Right.
It is the nicest one.
The fanciest.
The fanciest. So if you've been keeping tally here, the Walt Disney World has a few spa properties. It's not at every single one. There's one at the Grand Floridian, the Beach Club. The Swan actually has one. And then Animal Kingdom Lodge has one. The appointments were super, super easy to make for anyone that wants to know. You just go on their website. You can book it directly online. Credit card for guarantee, but you're not paying ahead of time. And it was super easy to make. I even had to change a time. And instead of waiting on the phone, I was able to just email it in. So that was nice. Or even better, contact your travel agent and they'll do it for you.
So there's a bonus Mouska tip that your travel agent can give you. If you are going to Walt Disney World during a marathon weekend and you think you might want to take advantage of the spa, you need to book that one well in advance.
Yes.
That's a great idea too.
I tried and I was too late. I wanted to get into because we were staying at the Swan Reserve. So I tried the one at the Dolphin, no go. I think that one is actually closed on Sundays, which is when the half is. So that was a bummer. And then the Grand was, everything else was fully booked. So obviously other people have this idea. So learn from my mistake and do it. Make that reservation as early as you can.
Yes. So spa appointments are lovely. They also do massages, facials, pedicures over there, manicures over there if you didn't have time to do it beforehand. So I just think this is a really cool option. And it's not that difficult if you're having a pool day, like you said, Jen. I mean, stick your significant other on a lounge chair. Make sure the kids don't drown. I will be back in an hour.
That's what the lifeguards are for.
There are lifeguards there too.
Absolutely. You're already staying at one of these deluxe resorts anyway. So it's not like you have to travel.
Exactly. It's already done.
Yeah.
All right. So number 2 on our list, we're moving into the nighttime. This is actually one of my favorites, which is to book a specialty or a special dessert party. The dessert parties, I think, are just that extra something on your vacation that everyone will remember. It also is fantastic to know that you get to see the fireworks, spend time with your family, and not fight the crowds, not have people elbow into you, not have to save a seat. So they have desserts parties. Right now, the majority of them are at Magic Kingdom. They have a few to choose from. There's actually 3. There is a pre-fireworks dessert party, a post-fireworks dessert party, and then there is the Seats and Treats one. The Seats and Treats one is by far my favorite. So they give you an assigned table at Tomorrowland Terrace. You get desserts. They've added wine and beer for you that is included, which is fantastic. And you are given a great table to enjoy the fireworks and relax for an hour. Our kids still remember it. And actually now they're asking for it every time, which is a problem, but it was lovely. And I just think this is, whether it's a Mother's Day or a birthday, whatever, that this is just something that extra special that I think is almost better than doing a more expensive like dinner reservation.
I think anytime you can schedule in something that's convenient and that makes life less difficult and more enjoyable is always a good thing. And so like you said, like not having to fight with the crowds and being able to guarantee that, like, I want to see the fireworks. So this is a great way to see the fireworks. You're guaranteed. You have that spot. You feel special for a little bit. You're with your family. You're not fighting with crowds. That's a great idea.
Yes.
Right. It's definitely value added. So you're not just getting dessert and drinks, but you're getting this peace of mind, right? Like
Correct.
this level of tension that a mom always has when she's wrangling her children in a dark amusement park at night is lifted in a way. So like you were saying, so the Seats and Treats is the one where you actually get to watch the fireworks
Yes.
from the Tomorrowland Terrace, right?
Yes.
But then explain this to me, or tell me if I have it right while I'm explaining it to our listeners. The pre-fireworks party is you get to go and have desserts and all the same things, right? But then they take you to a viewing area where you stand on the hub, correct?
Correct. So it's a roped off area in the hub grass, which is the grass in front of Cinderella's castle. It is roped off. You go in there. I've done both. I will say there is a small price difference between the pre and the post, and post just meaning that you see fireworks first and then you do desserts afterwards. So they flip it. But that area they have roped off, it is everyone goes in that area in terms of whoever had desserts and booked that package. And although it's super nice at the beginning, everyone sits down, everything's great, it's roped off, it's not as crowded. The second those fireworks come on, every single person stands up and rushes to the front. So it's not quite as relaxing. It's definitely a smaller area, and you have less people in there, but for the small price difference, the Seats and Treats are just, it's better. You have a huge table. It's great. But if you're looking to save a little bit of money, you can definitely do the pre or the post. I saw a lot of people doing post, which was interesting. Because
I think I would opt for the post, to be
Yeah.
perfectly honest with you. If I had the sweets and treats and drinks before the fireworks, I might want to fall asleep, which, as you know, so
In the
it's been
hub.
done right
In the
there on
hub.
the hub. So yeah, so I kind of like the idea of seeing the fireworks, and depending on the time of the fireworks, like if they're right at the close of the park, then you get that extra time there while people are filing out to sort
You're
of
not
see
fighting
an
with the
empty park.
crowd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
by the time you leave, the park is empty. I think that's quite special.
No, it's really, I think it's a really, really cool thing. I also, a plus side to the post is that you are not being rushed out with the crowds. So because you're going back in with the dessert, it's a great option too.
Absolutely. Yeah, love it. So that you can take your whole family to, but if your
Yeah.
kids are smaller, they might not make it for the post party. So that's something to think about. Or you could do our number one tip for I feel bad because this makes us sound like we don't love our children. We love our children.
It doesn't.
But sometimes you just want a little of them and a little without them. So what's our number one tip?
The number one tip is to book a babysitter.
Yeah.
And
If these kids aren't making it to the fireworks desserts party, just get a sitter.
I'm not making excuses for this whatsoever. You know what? At some point during your family vacation, your
Need a
kids need a break
vacation.
from you too.
Yeah.
It's not just the mom, but kids do too at some point.
And I have to say, like, the thing about using this sitter service is that the kids aren't unhappy either,
No.
because they are getting special attention. They're being entertained. They're the center of this person's world for a hot minute. So, like, nobody has to feel bad about it.
No.
Yeah, some kids, my kids, I don't know what this says about me as a parent, but my kids always love when the babysitter comes, like even at home, and we don't
Yeah.
have babysitters anymore. But I never had a problem where the kids were like, "Mommy, don't go," or whatever, because they just love their babysitters because the babysitters play with them and whatever. So there are lots of babysitting services in the Orlando area, I would imagine. But there is one that Disney sort of endorses, I guess, would you say? I don't know if it's an
Yeah,
official relationship.
It's the only one that Disney will recommend. If you were to call Disney yourself and say, "Hey, I'm looking for a babysitting service," this is the only one Disney actually comes out and recommends. So it is called Kids Night Out. They have a couple locations, but obviously one right in Disney. My family has used them a couple of times. They are just absolutely amazing. They are very professional, very strict in terms of who they hire. Background checks on everyone. We have never had somebody that has not been like one of our top babysitters ever. So it's, they are just fantastic. They are a little bit pricey. So you are in Disney. One child can range about $30 an hour, and it kind of goes up from there. They do have a 4-hour minimum that you must do. But the part that, the kids get to spend time away from you. It was also nice too. We just did it in this last trip where there was nights where my husband and I were just tired and the kids were like, let's go see a movie. Let's go play on the lawn. Let's go do this. Let's go do a nighttime activity. And I was able to say, hey, listen, you're going to do that with the sitter tomorrow night. So you guys are going to have a ton of fun, relax, whatever. I handed the babysitter an extra $20 for any snacks they wanted. And they had a ton of fun watching movies under the stars. And at the Riviera, they have all those lawn games out there that they played with. And my kids were asleep by like 8:30, which was unheard of at Disney.
Miracle worker.
They were just
she's an actual fairy godmother. I think you got.
It was, and they wwere asleep, and the next morning they were recharged. They were ready to go. It had been a couple days in the parks and they had a recharge night, but they also had a ton of fun. She brings a huge bag that had all this stuff in it and activities in it and games and books and everything else.
Poppins.
It was Mary Poppins coming. You can call her Mary Poppins. Sure. Why not? Do it.
That's some special pixie dust right there.
That is. That's a great recommendation.
So our tip then, I suppose, for today, all of these recommendations require advanced reservations.
Yes.
So that's the big tip. We talked about it a little bit with the spa, especially on marathon weekend. But if you want that deluxe resort, you're going to want to do that sooner than later. We always recommend making your hotel reservations as quickly as possible, as soon as you know you want to go, so you can have the choice of the room you want and not just pick the leftovers. So if you want that boardwalk view room, as I do, you can get it. So book that as early as you can. Dessert parties, certainly at the 60-day mark when they're released. And the sitters, I would imagine, book up pretty quickly too. Maybe not 2 months out, but a very popular service.
Yes, very popular service. Also, I guess this is like a extra tip on our Mouska tip is they are also available for race weekends. So if you have 2 adults doing a race and you need to be there at 3 a.m., they actually start them at 2:30 in the morning to come watch the kids.
Yes. On race weekends, they'll come in the morning.
Yeah.
Every other day, it's nights and evenings only. But on race weekends, they will come.
Yes.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's really cool, actually. So yeah. And then again, so make those reservations early and just know that if your plans change, they can be canceled. It's just, most of them are 28 to 48 hours notice without any penalty, but your travel advisor can let you know which ones have which rules.
All right. Well, Mouska friends, there you have it. The Mouska Moms Perfect Day for Mothers at Walt Disney World. What do you think? We would love to hear from you. And we welcome you to join our community conversations on Facebook at Mouska Moms Podcast to dive deeper into this and all things Disney and Disney planning. Be sure to follow our show so that you receive notifications when new content is released and you never miss an episode. And please consider writing us a review as well. We really appreciate it. Bye.
Bye.